Welcome to Half Past Broke, where the dreams are big and the wallets are smaller. I'm Walker.
And I'm Eric, and today we're kind of going to be going back to our roots a little bit. We only have 13 episodes, but we're going to go back to our roots and, kind of take a look at the broke aspect of our everyday lives.
Yeah.
What we do to cut costs, where we splurge, which is definitely on the beer.
Yeah, it's always
Pay a
going to be
little
on the
too much
beer.
for beer.
Speaking of beer.
What are you drinking, Walker?
Oh, I was going to ask you first, but I got
I
this.
don't know. Not in my house.
Nah. It's always the guest first. I am drinking birthday bourbon. My wife got me Knob Creek maple bourbon.
Hell yeah.
And it
Ooh,
is...
maple bourbon.
Oh, man. Let me tell you.
Are you drinking it
Straight?
Oh, nice.
Only way to drink. Well, I say straight, but there is ice cubes in it, so not as straight as you think.
Yeah.
It's a little less straight.
Do you do you taste the maple in it though?
Oh yeah, no, the maple. There's definitely like a sugary aspect to it that I do enjoy.
Nice, cool. Wait a second. I thought you had Jack. Do you have a bottle of Jack?
I switched.
I like it. I like your style. I definitely like a good quality bourbon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always been kind of aired on the side of Scotch and like Jameson stuff like that, but I do definitely like my American bourbons.
Yeah, the Scotch it's hit or miss for me. Unfortunately, the really good Scotches are very expensive.
And completely the opposite of what the episode that we're trying to convey.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, with a fine palate for. So you know what? let's keep moving. I'll tell you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Founders. What's this called? Trigo. 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 It's their hoppy wheat lager,
Ooh,
and it's really good.
is it more like a wheat beer? Or is it more like an ale?
No, it's a wheat lager.
Okay.
It's a little heavy for what because when I think lagers, I always think like the traditional shitty ones, like like lighter beers. It's got like a not heavy, but it's got like a malty taste to it. Really really nice hoppy flavor. And it's got flavor all the way through it. Instead of like all the IPAs I've been drinking, where it's kind of like water, punch you in the face with hops, and then nothing. This has nice flavor all the way through.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that reminds me. You said malty. No, my wife actually just bought this like hemp-based malt liquor with
Ooh.
and it was like it's like passion fruit flavored. I took a sip of this. Oh, game changing.
Is it good? Because now I'm thinking malt liquor's usually horrible.
I know, but I think like in this like era of good liquor, I think like everything has changed. Like everyone kind of accepted, for a while that like beer was just kind of like the shitty acquired taste just to get you drunk, but you could drink a lot of it at one time. And then like with hard liquor, I mean, all you had was, you had some of your high-end liquors that everyone knew of, but I think for the most part, most people were going with like the Jack Daniels and like the cheaper variety. I think malt liquor is starting to take that turn where like it's becoming more of an acceptable beverage to consume because you can do so much more with it. You know what I mean?
And it's cheap.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cheap alternative to beer, and it does have a beery taste to it.
I will say, I'm pretty sure Steel Reserve is a malt liquor.
Is it?
I think so. I actually have one in the fridge. I'll check later.
Okay.
And they're delicious. They're the flavored Steel Reserves. They're like not spiked.
Ooh, have you had the watermelon one?
I like the watermelon, but pineapple is by far my favorite.
I haven't seen the pineapple yet. I might have to check that out.
So good. That's game changing. It's delicious.
I found pineapple cottage cheese, and that was really good. But
huh?
Yeah.
I guess it's a pretty standard flavor for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as malt liquor goes, I'll never turn down an old 40 OE.
Oh, and it was super cheap. $6 for like an 8% 6-pack.
Yeah.
16-ounce containers. Like, talking about cheap stuff today, like that, like, I mean, it's good quality at a cheaper price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you
Sometimes.
know what? If I'm just going to get drunk, um, probably I would go with the Steel Reserves because it's along the same lines. It's high alcohol content, low price, and good flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh my god, remember when all I used to drink was Bud Ices because they were 99 cents a
Oh
can?
God, like
They were
I
they
felt
were
sorry for you.
Oh my god, I don't think I could finish a Bud Ice right now.
Yeah.
Because I've gone so long
Oh,
drinking
God.
like good beer and everything. I think if I had to choke down a Bud Ice, I might die. Like
Honestly,
I oh
and like going back to like the whole Kolsch thing, because like I'm gonna bring it up a lot. Like, as far as light beers go, the Kolsch has changed my entire perspective on lighter beers. Like,
yeah.
it goes down
Yep.
smooth. It tastes really good. Like, it just it having any other kind of light beer just kind of
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It
No,
feels
and
flavorless.
you can just crush them all day.
Oh,
You
I
never get
know.
full off of it. Oh, they were perfect. They were the perfect just you know all day beer.
Yeah, exactly. And we did drink them all day, so.
Multiple days in a row.
I don't think
um,
I mean, I've polished off 30 packs quickly, but I mean, that was
yeah,
still pretty impressive how fast we did
that was
that.
a a lot of Ruby Red Kolsch, and I don't regret a second of it.
Oh no, every second of it that went down.
It
Like,
was glorious.
even at the peak of my discomfort from the Buffalo Wild Wings
Oh my
challenge,
god.
I
Oh, speaking of
still
that,
love drinking those.
speaking of the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge, I finished mine 7 days. Took me 7 days to finish
Woo!
my fucking
7
wings.
days.
Can we get a hell yeah? I made myself a T-shirt and everything.
Did you
Um,
like draw like permanent marker on a white
yeah,
t-shirt?
yep, with an old white V-neck and a blue Sharpie marker. It says Buffalo Wild Wings 7 day challenge.
You gotta get a picture of that.
I'm going to. I really want to get the. I want to get a picture
That's
of me holding it up with a paper plate that says 7 days. You know how they make you put your time.
you gotta put the Grudge Girl taped onto it.
The what?
The Grudge, or not the Grudge Girl, the Ring Girl. Like, you know how, like,
Why?
you ever seen the video where they put in the video and then you get a phone call and it says
Yeah.
7 days. Yeah,
Oh,
you got
is that what
yes,
that is?
yes, you gotta.
Ah, now I'm scared. Luckily, I don't answer my phone.
Yeah, that's what happens when you take 7 days to eat a
Oh
fucking
no,
wing.
I did answer my phone today. And I hung
Oh
up. Oh my god,
no.
I'm gonna die. I'm fucked.
Well, we just went down from a duo act to a solo.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Walker show from here on out.
Yeah, right.
But I did finish. I finished it. I made myself a T-shirt. I'm gonna put a funny picture together because it's just I think it'll be fucking hilarious.
Because we like
Um,
humiliating ourselves.
yeah, and you know what? And I ate the last wing, and I was like, you know what? Let me eat it without any ranch or anything. And I ate it,
Maintain
and
the
oh man,
purity.
yeah. Did we talk about this last night we were recording?
I don't believe so, because I think you hadn't finished it at that point.
No, I think I finished them on Thursday, but it doesn't matter. It was not nearly as bad as when they gave it to us with scalding fucking
Oh yeah.
grease popping
Oh
everywhere.
man.
Oh my
I
god.
swear to God, I needed to wear safety glasses for that because
It was like
the steam was
I'm
like
like,
eating
"Fuck."
my face.
It was so brutal.
I
And
had
it
like
just
steam
it
burns.
intensified. Yeah, it like intensified the spice so much that it was almost for me it was unbearable. Um I couldn't be a true champion like Walker and power through it, and I'm not even disappointed in myself because I'm happy I got to have some nice fun wings, you know?
Speaking of food challenges, to drop another YouTuber, I was watching LA Beast the other day, and I watched the episode where he eats 15 hot dogs without chewing them, and
I didn't like that. That made me so uncomfortable. He
I was
literally inhales them. He's like, okay, there's one down. I'm like, I don't like this.
I was in tears every time he's like, and it was gone. Like, I blinked and I missed him eating
I
one.
know. And then the one came back up. He's like, well, that one didn't want to stay down. He's like, pulls a full hot dog out of his fucking throat. I'm like, I can't watch this. This is horrible.
That was so funny. I was dying. I was in tears, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm thinking, I'm like, I want to do more food challenges, and after you generously gifted me this very nice camera, that's what's gonna happen with those. With that,
Good.
I'm gonna
Hell
just
yeah.
start doing food challenges at home and posting them on our
Do
channel.
it. You're gonna be the food challenge guy. I'll be the hype man for your food challenge.
the,
Because apparently I can't do it. Apparently I don't have
the gastrical fortitude.
yeah. You know, I used to be able to eat so much, and now I can eat a lot over the course of a day, but in one sitting, I'm like, I'm good. I'm full.
You know, I surprise myself whenever I pull off like really like crazy feats of eating food. Like I didn't think I was gonna be able to finish those wings after all the hype that I said that like I did in a minute 49 and everything. I
Well,
thought
you
I
shot yourself in the foot right there
well,
because I went in with a huge expectation, like, oh man,
I was on track of it, but as soon as I took a bite and it was so hot, I was like, oh fuck,
Mhm.
I'm done. And it's also been like almost 6 years since the last time I did that.
Yeah,
I've gotten
a
older.
lot happens to the
I've gotten
fucking
a
body.
I've been having to take pills in order for me to digest properly and
Oh
everything.
my god.
I'm becoming so weak lately. I can't do it.
And then you go ahead and you slap fucking the hottest sauce in fucking South Jersey in your stomach and just
From
and you didn't eat anything that day either, did you? All you had was like 8 energy drinks on the drive up.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you ever have you ever heard of Gringos?
Like white people?
No, well, yes, the white people, but it's a taco place in Jersey,
No,
in
I've
New
never heard
Jersey.
of it.
It's called Gringos, and the quote LA Beast again. They have like a two taco challenge, and it's like a 7 million Scoville. And if you don't know what a
Oh,
Scoville is, it's the spice scale, and 7 million is like just say goodbye to your sphincter,
yeah, that's like
kind of.
insane.
But
What we had, I think, was only like 350,000.
I was thinking that too. And I thought about it. Next time I make it down there, we have to make like a pilgrimage
Where is it?
to Gringos. I don't know, Jersey City.
Huh, really?
Yeah.
That's literally. I used to work in Jersey City when I lived up north.
Oh really? Oh, so it's
Yeah.
like on the opposite side of the state. Okay.
Oh yeah. It's all the way up north.
We still.
It's like It's right across from New York City. It's on the Hudson.
Oh sweet. Oh, we still have to make a pilgrimage up there.
I'm down.
That
I'd
and
love
then
that.
we can see the location of where Clerks 2 happened, or where Clerks and Clerks 2 happened.
Well, that's very far away from that as well. That's more like Central Jersey.
We're gonna make a week out of this, damn it.
All right.
Any-
Jeez.
I'm gonna drive. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
drive my 4-cylinder, 25-mile-a-gallon truck up there.
You really got 25 miles to the gallon?
Yeah, dude, I checked it out. I wanted to talk to you about that. Honestly, like road trips are way cheaper than you expect. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I can't afford it. Can't afford it." If you're going 70 miles an hour down the road on a main highway, you can
Yeah.
afford it because it saves you so much gas going like at cruising speed,
Well,
55 to 65.
How much did you pay for gas?
To go to you, so a full 12-hour round trip cost me about $80, which is still
Okay.
probably cheaper than if I were to take a plane.
Yeah, probably. I'm probably gonna have to double that. 'Cause I'm gonna be taking my truck,
Oh yeah, that big gas guzzler.
and it's a V8.
Oh, big boy.
Yeah. So I'm just assuming I'm getting like 14, 15 miles to the gallon.
You're not gonna take that to your RV?
I would, but I'd rather preserve her car.
Yeah, that's
you know,
fair. I get that.
If my truck shits the bed, it's whatever. But I'd rather have her reliable vehicle at all times. You know.
Yeah, no, I get that. So on that topic,
On what topic?
well,
On a completely different topic.
no, we went off topic. So let's get back to what we were saying, what you were saying at the beginning of the episode about being cheap and everything. I know we've both talked about this. I don't know if this is like a United States wide thing, but discount shopping carts in the stores.
I actually never really see the carts like you showed me today, but they're always in all the stores that I go into, in my ShopRite, my Walmart, any of my local stores. They always have like a shelf in the corner. You got to look.
Yeah,
for it,
that too. I've seen those too.
and they'll have like dented cans of soup. Or
Don't be
just
afraid of the
stuff, like
dents.
everything. They always have different stuff there.
Yeah, I found a entire thing of hell of a good dip, which is just
Mhm.
like, I mean, I don't know how far hell of a good is because I the factory is like right next to my house, but which
They
I'm
have
not.
it. They have it by me.
Oh, okay, so like they had a whole thing of dip for like 50 cents because it was expiring in a week, and I'm like, I'm gonna polish that thing off
I'll
in like a
take that.
day.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat that tonight.
50
Yeah, but
cents.
there's always good shit like that. They have just all sorts of random stuff.
I
And
found like 3 heads of romaine lettuce for like $1.50, which is like half the price of what it normally was. And I don't mind cutting around the brown because honestly, what's the worst that could happen? You get a little bit of slime, big deal.
I don't know. As far as vegetables, I need my vegetables to be super fresh.
Well,
'Cause I'm
regardless, most
fucking
vegetables are super cheap. I bought 2 pounds of potatoes for like $3,
oh
and
yeah, I
and I
love
turned
them.
half of them into French fries. And
Hmm.
I will do a tutorial on how to make French fries fresh from
Teach me your
potatoes. I'll,
ways.
I'll do a tutorial video and I'll post it up there. I've become an expert. People ask me to
Really?
make this. Yes, oh no, I can do it without a second thought. So maybe
That's
I'll get the
awesome.
camera set up and I'll
Yeah,
I'll do a display of that.
I do when I do potatoes. I mostly do home fries,
I
just because they're easy. You just put them in a pan
I
with
like
oil.
I like home fries. One of my favorite things to do is like take a cheese grater and shred the potatoes
I need to do that. That's a really good idea.
and then like blanch them and then throw them in like a cast iron skillet
Yeah.
and like just fry them up so it's like a potato pancake basically. Throw a couple eggs on top, throw some hollandaise sauce on top, some chives.
What is hollandaise?
I don't even know. I'm not the one
Does
that
anyone know?
I'm not the
Is
one that makes it, but it's
all
amazing.
right?
It's like the
Because
best.
I've heard of it and I don't know what it is.
It's really good. I'll get back to you on that. I didn't even think it was gonna come up today, or else I would have been more prepared about that.
Yeah, no. I
But
mean, it's a random thing. I don't think anyone really been prepared for that.
I wasn't ready for the hollandaise. But
No,
my
no, no
my
one
wife
was.
makes it. So, but
Oh, she actually makes it.
oh yeah, she can make it from scratch.
Hell yeah.
I might hang on. Um so besides that, so like I mean like with the potatoes and like eggs. Okay, so we talked about the gardening thing and the chickens and everything. You could make if you grew potatoes and when you're done with potatoes and you find like the little shitty ones at the bottom of your thing and you can't do them with anything, get a big old fucking garbage bin, fill it with dirt, throw the potatoes in there, throw them in your basement with a little LED light over them, grow them year round. And then you
What if I
get
don't have a basement?
then stick them in a closet. I don't give a shit.
All right.
It's not my room.
Yeah. Jeez.
But
What do you care?
you can throw them in a garbage bin with some dirt, and they will still grow and they'll stay
Really?
preserved. So like they may not grow as fast as that they were outside, but they'll stay preserved. Like if you don't want to like slice up your potatoes all at once and you just want fresh potatoes, keep them in dirt with some light, and they will stay preserved.
Huh. I never even thought about growing potatoes. I guess because they're just so cheap anyway.
Oh yeah, I
Um.
mean, I'm just saying, like to minimize cost. If
Yeah.
you pay $2 for a chick and you buy like 5 chicks, you pay $10. You pay, I think it's like $3 for like a huge fucking thing of bulbs of potatoes, and you throw it in there. You're spending less than $20, and you have like 4 or 5 weeks worth of meals just from those.
Yeah.
And the chicken's like infinite eggs. As long as you keep feeding them right, you keep them happy. You go up, you pet their little comb, they're happy. And the
How many eggs a day would you say you're getting from?
um,
You have 10
I
chickens?
harvest every other day, and I get about 15. So
Oh shit!
that's about eight or nine or 7 or 8 eggs a day.
Wow. Okay,
And
that's a lot more than I thought.
we turn around and sell them. We make like about $6 for up $6 every 2 dozen. And a
Cool.
couple of our neighbors will come by and they'll pick them up like just casually when they see us home. So
Very
and
cool. Yeah,
we
I
have a
didn't
little
think it was that much.
yeah no and we have like a little jar that we keep on the side and we just throw that $6 in every time or $3, however many dozen they get, and we don't touch that money, and it's great vacation money, great spending money, great drinking money. If like I ever needed to like buy an extra thing of beer or whatever, like it doesn't come out of our main account, which is really awesome. I love having that little
Yeah.
like side thing. It's not going to make us $1 million. Hell, it's not even going to make us
No.
a hundred
It'll make a
dollars.
few
But
bucks.
yeah, it
Just a little extra spending money, you know?
yeah. And I was figuring on like it'd be a good like Ren Fair money or something like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Um, that's a really good idea. And talk about, cutting down on your weekly food bill. I don't know if people really to me, I think this is the coolest thing ever, and I love it because it kind of just like it's how I would prefer to eat. You go get sliced meat, at a deli or your grocery store. So apparently Walker can tell you better because he actually you said you used to work in one of those places
I've worked
where the
in Wegmans, Tops, and Surefine. I've worked in 3 different
woo. All
grocery
right, so
stores.
he's the expert. So what I just discovered a couple days ago is meat ends and cheese ends. So basically, instead of I'll have a pound of roast beef, they literally put out a package of like 2 pounds of random ass meat. So you get some bologna, some salami, sometimes it's all ham, sometimes it's all turkey, sometimes it's completely mixed up. And I love that because I don't know. You make a sandwich, one bite it's salami, and you get further through, and now you get some turkey and all different kinds of cheeses too. They have all the cheese ends. So how exactly do they do that? What cut of
Oh,
the meat is that?
okay. If you've ever seen like the display of deli meat, you know, you see like the big old round fucking hunk of shit that like is like sitting in front of you.
It's a big pile of shit.
It's all it's like 10 pounds of shit in a 5 pound
Yeah.
sack. But
Oh my
like
god. Okay.
so like you get like that big old loaf of meat. So you can't exactly get like a clean slice out of the end. So we cut it, we like crank it all the way up, make it a really wide cut, and we cut off the end. Most of the time we'll throw it in like a deli bag, throw it in the fridge, and you know, sometimes we'll at the very end of the day we'll use it to make like, you know, wraps or salads or something like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if people come up, they'll be like, well, hey, you got any ends? And we'll be like, yeah, sure, we'll weigh it for like the cheapest price. And so a lot of people will walk away with like 6 pounds of meat for like $4.
Yeah, it's I looked at the price and by me it was $1.99 a pound, which I thought was really good, but it wasn't until I asked Walker like how much because I don't really get sliced meat. I think that's like some fancy rich people shit, you know?
I did just buy
Um,
sliced meat earlier today.
so how much was it?
I will say this though. Okay, Tops, like the local grocery store where I'm at, that's kind of pretty local to my area. They always have deals. They'll have like these 10 for 10 deals. Like you buy 10 of these items for $10, or and if you buy like
Okay.
one, it's $1. Um, me and my wife went shopping today, and we spent. Okay, I saved the receipt for this one because I wanted to break this down for you because I did buy some deli meat, and I wanted to explain to you my discounts. And I have this like mile long list of receipt. Okay, so originally our bill was $249.74. Now, we only touched things that had either a coupon or that big yellow tag that says you're going to save $2 off on here, or like buy 2 of these and you get 1 free, stuff like that. Our
Okay.
bill from $249.74 went down to $198.60.
$50. That's huge. That's amazing.
$52.75, and Tops has a special for they for you, or you gain points and everything. You gain these things called gas points, and the more you accumulate, the more you get off on gas. Right now, if I were to go get a gallon of gas, or if I were to go get a tank of gas, I'm saving 40 cents per gallon.
How much is gas right now?
About where I'm at, 280 to 278, something like that. It's like give or take 2 or 3 cents.
That sounds about right down here. I never really pay attention to the gas because it's
Yeah, but think about it. Like if you're
you need it. You need it no matter what. You know, if you can drive to the next station and save a couple cents, that's great and everything. But
but if you could save 40 cents per gallon
oh,
just
yeah,
by
that's huge.
shopping at a
Yeah,
grocery store,
that's
something that
huge.
you normally do, why the hell not? Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
money that you'll get back. I mean, not even get back, the money you won't have to spend.
hmm
Uh,
That's big. 40 cents off a gallon. That's amazing.
And I know, and I've seen it in Georgia and I've seen it in New York. I don't know how widespread this is, but I do know a lot of grocery stores that have gas stations. Look for that because if you're
We don't really have the closest thing to that we have around here is like Costco or something like that. You know.
Oh yeah, well Costco memberships. Let's talk about that. I mean, I think they're what, $100 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Break down
They're
that.
not.
Like,
They're not really worth it for like for me me living by myself.
well, I'm
Um,
talking about like the people who own a house, or the people that are married and they have like
yeah, if you
a
got a
lot.
bunch of kids and everything, and you're
Yeah, if
constantly
you have,
buying
yeah,
like then
exactly.
that's when it kind of starts to make sense. But I did the research because I wanted to join like Sam's Club or something,
Yeah.
and I was looking into it, and I'm like, this isn't really worth it for me, you know, because I
Oh,
don't really buy shit in bulk.
oh yeah, I agree. It's not for everyone, but I will say, like the last time I went into, I think it was BJ's was the last one I went into. Um, they have like all sorts of cool stuff there, and they always buy them in bulk, so they can always like bring down the price quite a bit. So if you
Oh
can,
yeah,
so if like buying a lot of stuff at one time behooves you, definitely go into that as opposed to going to like your local grocery store because they're gonna be the ones that have the cheapest prices for your bulk stuff. Restaurant owners, best example.
oh yeah, like Restaurant Depot and stuff. But I will say, if you're living by yourself and you don't really go to the store that much, it's a waste of money to
Dollar
go get like a
General.
Costco membership. Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dollar General is where I get most of my canned goods,
Mm,
because they're good forever and they're like half the price of if you know, say you want to go get a can of beans, they're probably like
yeah.
$2 at your normal store, and they're $1 at the Dollar General, and that's great because it's not like it's the same company.
Yeah.
It's in a sealed container and they're good for an incredibly long time. So there's some things I don't trust at the dollar store.
Oh, have you
uh
ever seen the wall that they have of discount shit?
no, where, what?
Like at the Dollar General I have, like there's like this like entire aisle of just, discontinued shit or sometimes it's like holiday stuff that they haven't quite that they didn't sell out of and they sell it for 75% off or something like that. We found pans, we found all sorts of good stuff. We found an egg.
Hell
We
yeah.
found like one of those little egg circle things where you can like cook the perfect like sunny side up egg without having to mess around with like cutting it around, making sure it's all good. Like cooking made easy kind of thing. But yeah,
Pathetic.
look for those discount aisles.
Yeah.
Don't be too proud to pick and choose between the stuff that people are gonna ready or that are ready to throw out because you never
Yeah.
know. A lot of grocery stores have to throw things out that are like a couple days away from being expired.
Oh yeah.
If you're like me, you'll find a purpose for it within those couple days. And what worst case scenario, if you find meat that's gonna expire tomorrow, go home, cook it up into sloppy joes, and you have cooked meat and sloppy joe meat. Like
Yep.
it cheap stuff and sloppy joes. I mean, hell, you buy like ketchup and mustard and like a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I mean, you pretty much got sloppy joes at that point.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's literally just ground meat and just put random
Exactly.
stuff in
Yeah,
it.
you can't fuck up ground meat.
No. I actually did though. I did fuck up ground meat.
Oh god.
Because I didn't put anything in it, and it was bad. It was genuinely not good. I was like eating it, and I was
Well, yeah,
I ended up having to like douse it in soy sauce.
well, beef in its like conception doesn't taste good unless
No.
it's like high end like wagyu
Yeah,
beef or something
yeah.
like that.
No,
But
this was just like a cheap cut of ground beef.
yeah, but like basic, yeah, exactly. Basic beef is just it's not the greatest in the world. You're gonna have to do something to it. And honestly,
High
honestly,
end is delicious.
honestly, like every single grocery store I've gone to, I've always seen sales on like oily dressings, so like Italian dressing, balsamic dressing, stuff like that. If you can't afford like really high end like marinades and stuff like that, balsamic vinaigrette's your best friend. Italian dressing is your best friend when it comes to like pork and chicken.
ranch,
Well, you can't marinate with ranch.
not with that attitude.
I've never tried it. Might have to try that. I'm just gonna
I don't
squirt
know.
a bunch of ranch.
You should have seen me. Oh my god, I dumped ranch all over my kitchen the other day when I was eating my second to last Buffalo Wild Wing.
Did it make you that
Um,
jumpy?
No,
You're like,
no.
oh god.
So you know how you unscrew the cap and it's like a little squeeze bottle. So there's like a little tiny, like a little hole in it the size of like a pencil, and you squeeze it out.
Yeah, where it like darts out of there if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, something happened and I unscrewed it, and that whole top piece came with it. So when I went to go squeeze it out, there was nothing obstructing it from the top. It was just an empty. It was like, a normal top of a bottle, and it just fucking flew everywhere.
Oh god, like uninhibited, just sauce dumping.
Yeah, no resistance, just fucking ranch everywhere. My dog had a field day with that.
Oh god, but she had gas after that one.
She always has gas.
That's fair.
Um. Oh, Day Old Bakery. That
Oh
is
yeah, that's an oh my god, like yeah, if you could find like day old French bread, like even Walmart has day old French bread or
Mhm.
Italian bread. Dollar. A freaking
Yep.
dollar.
So good. You get bagels. You get
Oh yeah,
it's
I found 25-cent bagels at
yep,
my local grocery store because like what are they gonna do with it? They're gonna give it to the fucking
exactly.
seagulls in the backyard? Like
Yeah. And you know what? You get yourself a fucking day old loaf of bread for a buck. You go get yourself 2 pounds of meat ends for, $3 or $4.
get some American cheese,
Yeah.
like a dollar
Now,
99, like 50 pack American cheese, you melt that shit over,
yeah.
you got yourself a nice patty melt.
Yeah, for you know what? And now for a week of food, you spent $10.
Exactly.
It's great. It's you said it before. Don't be too proud to shop in the weird food section.
I
Obviously be safe. Don't get anything that's growing fur on it.
Yeah, well, I'm never too proud to walk up to, and like, don't be afraid to do this because this has happened a couple times. I'll go up to like, if I see someone like working in produce, I'll be like, hey, do you have any like things that were rejected? They may have a bruise on it or something like that like from shipping or whatever, bruises or whatever. Like if you see a banana with a bruise on it, big
Yeah, no
deal.
big
It's just
deal.
it's a little soft, big deal. So walk up to these people, ask them because they have stuff that they're trying to get rid of. And 99% of the time they don't want to just throw it out. Most people have a conscience.
Exactly. You have to be just like an absolute fucking like not a care in the world to just throw food out. Like the amount of waste, like food waste, is just
Yeah,
outrageous.
I
People just throw
agree.
full fucking shit out. But that's honestly, we're probably gonna have to go into that another time because I'm very passionate about not wasting food.
Yeah, let's do
So
some research and we'll acknowledge that another day and we'll be able
yeah,
to like give our points and maybe we'll like give a couple shout outs to local charities and like
yeah,
nationwide charities. Well, that'll be something to talk about in a later time.
yeah. I did want to say one more thing. Oh, you talked about how in produce sections they have pieces of they have vegetables that didn't make the cut that they couldn't put out. They weren't appealing looking enough. That's like
Yeah.
that's a real thing. There's a whole thing. Liv told me about it. It's called Misfit Market, and they take all the like the
Oh.
oddly shaped like peppers, all the oddly shaped vegetables, and they send them to you in like a blind box once a month, a bunch of random ass misshapen
Ooh,
vegetables.
can you put a link?
For,
We'll put a link of that
yes.
in the description later on.
Yeah, so you can't really count on it as far as oh, I know I'm gonna get 3 peppers, 2 potatoes. You're getting a box of whatever the fuck they feel like giving you.
Hey, if they
Um,
give
I,
you a box of like any three vegetables, you can turn it into basically a skillet. And you know what?
yeah.
Those
So
whatever's left over, you got breakfast in the morning.
yeah, so that could cut down on your vegetable bills just for like I think like $30 a month. They'll send you enough vegetables for a month.
Yeah,
The only complaint that I saw was that somebody for like 4 months in a row just got like a box of potatoes and they're like, all right,
yeah.
that's enough.
They're trying to fatten us up.
Yeah, but something like that is called Misfit Market. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'll put a link in the description because I think that's a really cool idea. Because then you can get, your meats for cheap, your bread for cheap,
Oh, do they give out
your
meats
cheese for
too?
cheap. No. I'm just saying like so like what we already talked about with the meat
Mm-hmm.
ends, the cheese ends, and the day old bread, and now you can get your severely discounted vegetables. So
Oh,
that's like everything.
oh, and I
Um,
also wanted to bring out like almost every local city, town, whatever I've ever been to has always had a local farmers market. I know they start really early, and I know they're like super crowded and blah blah blah, but you can negotiate down prices with them. I mean, I got 10-cent shucks of corn. I mean, I think I spent $1 and I got like what was it, 10 things of corn. Like it just go
Yeah, they usually have pretty decent prices there.
check out your
And
local
it's
farmers market,
fresh.
and you always find cool stuff like local honey. You'll find like homemade jam. They're usually pretty cheap.
Yeah,
The only thing that's still expensive, no matter where you go, is maple syrup. But whatever. Well, broke people buy Aunt Jemima's.
yeah,
But
that's what I got Miss Butterworth.
yeah, Mrs.
Um,
Butterworth.
but I do really like the I really do like the farmers markets. They have really fresh food, really fresh bread, produce, and everything. I do find it to be a little more expensive, I think.
It
Um,
depends on where you go, because like if you go a couple of farmer markets I've been to, yes, they've been super expensive, but some of them are just like, really local people trying to make a couple extra bucks. It's not like this huge thing. There's like maybe one or two aisles of vendors and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
they'll give them to you super cheap. So do some research. Try to avoid the big farmers markets because
mine's a pretty big
it
one.
tends to be like a flea market where they're just trying to sell
Yeah,
you shit. But a
mine's
farmers
mine's
market,
in.
go ahead.
I would say mine's an Amish farmers market.
Oh well, they
Um,
don't care about
th-
money.
th- there's a lot of really cool stuff there. They have really good sauces. Um,
What kind of sauces? Like, are you talking like tomato sauce? Or are you talking more?
Everything, like
Oh,
all homemade, all different kinds of barbecue, hot sauces,
mm.
anything. Just a whole wall of it.
Oh,
Um,
we made homemade hot sauces, and let me tell you, the amount of money you spend on like a thing of Tabasco, like $2 or whatever, buy serranos, buy jalapenos, buy like all these fresh vegetables. You spend a couple bucks more, but you'll get like jars and jars. I think we ended up with like 5 jars, and we spent like $6 for hot sauce. And all you gotta do is just puree it, and it tastes so much better.
I'm gonna sound like such a dick right now. I get all my hot sauce from either Wawa, and I have all the. You saw my sauce drawer, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got like 1,000 packets of Texas Pete hot sauce, which is not the best,
Texas
but it's
Pete is
free.
garbage.
No,
And
it's not
well, the
garbage.
thing is, like, if you look at like any hot sauce ingredient, it's like cayenne pepper,
Vinegar, yeah,
xanthan gum, vinegar. Like that is
yeah.
the three main ingredients to any hot sauce. So easy to replicate.
I usually just take bottles from restaurants.
That has
I'll
happened
go
to us before. I
every single time I go to a restaurant. I like, hey, you guys got hot sauce? Oh, thanks. I just grab it, put it in my pocket, and walk out.
there was a time where like I really liked green Tabasco sauce, like the Serrano Tabasco sauce, but I could never find it anywhere except for this one restaurant. So like I actually like walked up to the guys and I'm like, "Hey, can I like pay you for one of these sauces?" And they're like, "Just take it." And they like gave me like a whole like 16-ounce jar of Tabasco sauce.
Yeah,
It
I do really like the I think Tabasco, the standard brand of hot sauce, is kind of actually garbage. But the Tabasco brand Chipotle hot sauce is fucking
I
amazing.
will say this, not a huge fan of the Chipotle.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of Chipotle because I think like
Love it.
when I was younger, I was big into like trying to like new things and like build like making like random ass ingredients. Like I used to take hot dogs, split them in half, stuff them with cheese, and then like douse them in salsa and like
Gasoline.
douse them in salsa and put them in the microwave. Like stupid ass shit.
I can what do you mean stupid ass shit? I'd eat that right now.
Yeah, but it was really good. I still eat it to this day.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll
Honestly,
slap a couple slices of American cheese on a hot dog and douse it with salsa.
you know what?
Another thing, like
Yeah.
I think I found a pack of hot dogs at Aldi for like 89 cents, and then American cheese is like $1, and then salsa. I mean, shit, you could buy like a dollar
She's always
fifty,
on sale
dollar
too. It's
fifty,
always on
$2
sale.
thing of salsa, and you got like a week's worth of like little munchie meals. I mean, like
Yeah.
I know all you potheads out there want something like that.
Or if you're fat like me, you can just buy all of this
Or if you're a
and then
fat pothead.
and then eat it overnight. Oh, this will totally last me for 2 weeks.
I-
Wake up in the morning, I'm like, fuck.
That is another
You know?
that is another thing I wanted to talk about. There was a while there where like we were buying stuff super cheap, but we were eating it so fast because
Yeah.
like it was cheap. Like we have all the stuff. You gotta kind of have a level of discipline.
Yeah, you absolutely you're 100% right. You absolutely have to. Otherwise, you know what? You can get the best deals in the world if you're eating twice. You know what you can. You know what I'm saying? If you're eating
Yeah.
twice as much as you should, you're still losing money.
At the risk of sounding like a snob, and I'm gonna try
Too late.
so hard not to do this. I eat one meal a day.
How does that sound like a snob? You sound like a poor person.
I eat one meal a day, but I eat like a king in that meal.
Eh,
But I make it like every single time I go shopping is like 2 weeks worth of shopping. Like $200 for 2 weeks. That's $100 a
yeah,
week.
it's about right.
Yeah, like it's a decent enough, and that's for two people. So
Yeah,
like,
I'd say I'm about half that. It depends. It depends on like what cycle of my month, my like my paycheck cycle I'm in right now. So if I'm like in the first week, like, I just got paid. We're doing some big baller shopping, and then in the last 2 days, like, before I get my check and I have nothing, I'm down. I'm down to like going to Liv's house and eating her food.
Start scavenging, just like
Yeah.
walk into random people's house and go walk up to them, be like, "Hey man, I haven't seen you forever."
Yeah. Hey,
Remember-
can I get a burger?
walk by a barbecue someone's having in their backyard.
Yeah, I
Just
almost
walk
did
up
that.
with a
Oh.
paper plate, be like, "Hey man, I'll take a rare.
Hey,
I'll take the medium
remember-
rare."
Yeah. Oh, great barbecue. Who are you? Be like, oh, you don't remember me?
Hey, this goes back to what I've always said to people. If you walk in with enough confidence, nobody will question what you're doing.
It's true. It is true.
Like if you walk in chest puffed out, like trying to slap up everyone, be everyone's best friend, nobody will bat an eye.
Yeah, just say, hey, what's up? Oh,
Especially at a big party. Like if you go
Yeah.
into like a full catered event, all you gotta do is just put on a nice button-up shirt. I always have one in my truck ready to go for when I'm.
Now, while this is hilarious, I do not condone this. I do not think anyone should go and do this.
Oh no, I don't condone it.
But
I don't
it's
always
possible.
condone it.
But it's possible.
I'm not saying go do it, but go do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying go do it, but I'm saying don't not do it.
If you get arrested, I don't know who the fuck you are. Half Fast Broke never existed in your life.
It's true. I think I promised someone that I would follow their YouTube page on when I was on Counter-Strike, because every time I went to a match and I was just like, follow my page, and they're just like, whoa. I'm like, whoa, I'm a man of my word. Of course I'll follow you back. I'll sub to you back. I don't know who it was.
Check me out. I'm so cool, bro.
Apparently I'm a huge fucking asshole, because someone did actually sub. That
I was
never
gonna say,
works.
we did get a like the other day that I noticed.
Yeah, we did get 2 subs. I
Because
think
at
we're
the time
we're
of the
28 right now.
Yeah, because at the time of this podcast, we're still desperately trying to get subscribers.
Yeah, you know what? We need we got a few people who actually listen to us weekly. It's pretty cool. We're obviously aiming to pump our numbers up pretty big.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
why we're
eventually
gonna-
people realize our genius.
Well, okay.
Genius, man, genius. Sell yourself big. If you're confident enough, people will believe it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess that goes back to the whole robbing people's barbecue thing.
It's one burger. It costs them like 70 cents. Hell, most of the people at barbecue skimp on the meat in the burger anyway. It's like McDonald's up in here, bitch.
I do. I just had Smash Burger the other day. That was a goddamn good burger.
Oh my god! If you sign up for their club, you get a free Smash Burger.
Really?
Yeah, you got to look it up. Go on
best
Google
believe.
Play, because I know you have an Android phone. Go on Google Play and download that Smash Burger app, and you get a free burger the next time you go in. All you got to do is scan your fucking
definitely gonna do
phone.
that. I'm gonna do that tonight while I'm laying in bed.
That-
Handfuls of goldfish.
That's another thing. Like these big changes.
Crackers,
These,
not live goldfish.
well, I mean, whatever you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a little bit fresher sushi.
Oh yes, fresh sushi.
So what I was gonna say is look up apps, look up clubs, look up memberships, whatever. Like Applebees, Smash Burger, Moe's. They always have free shit on there. Always.
When I was in like the depths of my brokenness and like I couldn't afford to eat, I literally
signed up for everyone.
I did. I signed and I on your birthday. I'll tell you, I ate like a king on my birthday, getting free ice cream, free fucking Applebee's, because they always give you some free shit on your birthday.
If you
And then they have like
there's a grocery store near me called Wegmans, and I think you know what it is. It's pretty local to like New York, New Jersey, like Pennsylvania area. I think I think there's one in Maryland too. But if you're signed up for the Wegmans club or whatever, the Shoppers Club card or whatever, if you have your birthday on there, they give you a free little cake on your birthday.
Hell yeah, there's free shit everywhere.
Yeah, you just gotta throw yourself out there. People just don't look. I don't think they look in the right spot.
No, or they're too proud to, say they need cheap.
Goes back to
meals.
what I say. Don't be too proud for a free meal. That's like $7 you don't have to spend.
Exactly. I'll be the first. I'm the worst. I eat like everyone's leftovers. You know how fucking.
Are you gonna eat that, bro?
I do. I swear. I see people like I'll go out to eat with a group of people, and I'll fucking like see. Oh no, I don't need a box. I'm like, I'll take a box and I'll take that. Like, you fucking animal.
You guys
Bro,
didn't
like-
notice I was like stealing Liv's like freaking French fries the whole time we were at Wild Wings. I'm like, I still need French fries because my stomach needed to settle.
Yeah.
So
No,
Like,
it was I was doing the same thing to Dennis.
yeah, I saw that. I think they
But-
were just like, we're gonna let it happen.
Yeah, they knew. But you know what? It's I'll always like if people are just gonna throw their food out. I know it's disgusting. I know it's just like
I'm,
I'll eat people's leftovers.
You know
I
what?
don't fucking care. As long as they're not like horribly disgusting, you know.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not
like
gonna
if they like
take a homeless person's fucking
if they like lick the shit out of their
14-year-old
burger
cheeseburger.
before they like ate it, like,
Yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
bun is so soggy or whatever. But
Oh, I do. Oh my god.
I can't see me being too proud for free food.
No. Do we have time for a quick story from me?
Oh yeah, go for it. Well,
Okay.
that will be the last thing on our menu tonight. We'll listen to Eric's story.
All right. So
Close it out.
when you know when I was having some severely tough times financially, I
Financially
invite you-
challenged.
yeah. So people like invite you to go out, and you say no, but you don't want to say it's because then someone's gonna offer to pay for it, and you don't want to do that. So yada yada yada. It was actually Dennis's birthday
Oh,
a couple
jeez.
years ago.
Well,
and
I only had one birthday a couple years ago.
No,
Sorry.
no, this specific time it was his birthday. A couple years ago, fucker. We went out to a hibachi place.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna eat anything, but I have very very good friends, and they know like I hate like borrowing money when it's not that it's unnecessary. Like I was having a good time just hanging out. My friend literally just gave me like half his plate. He's like, "Here, just please." I'm like, "Thank you so much." That was Dan. He was huge.
Oh shit.
So he gave me half his plate, so I was able to eat. And you know the big U-shaped hibachi tables where the chef is in the center, and then there's a big circle, or I guess it's a full square. Not, but they
Yeah,
serve people-
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
All right, so I'm being a fucking asshole the whole time. I'm scoping out who's not gonna finish their food. I see this one dude. No, he takes like 2 bites of his stuff.
Each second he
And
puts his fork down.
I know. I waited the entire time. I was waiting. I was waiting until everyone was getting up because it was like when I tell you a full like $30 plate of food, like hibachi, like almost untouched. Like he took a couple bites of it, and he didn't. He said he didn't want a box. He didn't want to bring it with him. I'm like, oh my god, this is
Who
perfect.
does that?
I know.
Satan?
So it gets worse.
Oh god.
So I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this is amazing. I'm really excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get all this great hibachi. We go to get up before this fucking guy stands up. I shit you not. He sits there and just plows his face into his plate and like rubs his face around in his fucking food.
I'd have still eaten it. He didn't have a beard, did he?
No.
Then he's fine. You don't have to worry about those little like scraggly, thick, curly hairs.
But I couldn't believe it. I had it all scoped out. And like I've never seen that done. You know, like when a baby falls asleep in their
You
food,
have
their
to
face
be the epitome of asshole to do something like that.
It's hilarious looking back on it, but I was just so confused. Just jams his face and rubs his face around in a full plate of food. And I'm like, well, guess I'm not gonna eat that now. It just left.
Though I will say this, like whenever I go to like family get-togethers, like I don't know if your family ever like goes out to restaurants and stuff like that with like the whole group and everything like that, or even if you have like a get-together at like a family member's house, I'll bring Tupperware with me. And and shovel the shit and like Tupperware, run it back out to the car, grab another Tupperware, come back in, and I'll have like 6 or 7 like dishes like off to the side because I know my family. They buy all this fucking food. They buy hundreds of pounds of food, and they'll never finish, and they won't finish it all, and it'll end up like leftovers. Half of it gets thrown out, so I'll just sneak a bunch. And like, I'm not too proud to be like, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting lunch for tomorrow."
I don't even sneak it. I'm just like,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not saying sneaking, but like I come up and I casually just like fucking throw food in there, and then if you ever go out to like restaurants, if they push their dish aside, and if you hear someone say like, "Oh, I don't want a dish or whatever," if the waitress comes over to you and asks you if you want a to-go plate, be like, yeah, whoever doesn't want anything, just throw it in mine.
I did. Yeah. Oh my god! And just next thing you know, you got all this amazing food. It boggles my mind that you can just order, a $25 plate of food, and just say, nah, you know what? I don't want to eat this later when I'm hungry.
Because basically,
How?
if you're too proud to be broke, at the very least, this is a subtle tip on how to be broke without too many people, without drawing too much attention to yourself. You just ask the waitress, be like, hey, just whatever people don't want, just throw in mine.
Yeah, or you know what? If you are that person who just never brings their food home and everything, just remember there's really fucking hungry people out there, and they're closer to you than you think.
Yeah.
It's not people in like, it's obviously people in Africa and China and
Well,
other
but
countries.
there's legit like
it's closer to
alcoholic
home.
like veterans that I see all the time, and I like the best example. There's this one story I remember. We were like, me and my buddies used to always go to Longhorn Steakhouse on payday when I was in the military, and there was always this homeless vet that would show up every once in a while, like on the strip on their way out back to base. So I couldn't finish everything. I drank way too much beer, and I filled myself up on beer. So I had this like half a steak and like a bunch of like home fries or whatever, and I'm like, I had to fucking breakfast in the morning. It was Saturday night. So we're driving by, I see this guy, I go to my buddy, I'm like, hey, pull over real quick. I get out of the car, I hand him the thing, I like pull out like a fork that I stole from Longhorn because and I hand him the fork.
Same.
I hand him the fork and
Yeah.
I go, hey man, enjoy your night, man. I'm sorry I can't do more. And I got back in the car and we drove off.
And you know what? That's the best thing you can do is if you're one of the people who just like you were gonna eat it later, but even if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to eat it later, somebody else does.
There's someone like if you have a group of like
exactly
if you have a group of more than just you and your spouse or you and your significant other or whatever,
just say, yo, anyone want this? It's
that
simple.
Yo, like walk up and be like, hey, just set this off to the side. If anyone's like coming by looking for something, like give it to them. Because when I was at the deli, we used to do this all the time. Like I used to always see this one woman, she'd always come in, she was like a crazy cat lady, so she'd always have like come in and buy like cat food and stuff like that. I used to like
the deli?
No, like she used to buy at the store.
Oh,
so
okay.
But like I figured out her routine, so every time I saw her, I used to like take the meat ends and like the cheese ends and stuff like that, and I used to like toss them into her thing with a paid sticker on there, just because like like you can tell these people that are like really like at their wits end. And she smelled like she was eating the cat food, so I'm like, give her something, that's not the fucking cat food. I mean, she might be a crazy millionaire that just eats cat food, but I kind of felt bad. I wanted to be nice. I felt better.
You know what? You just got to be a decent person. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's really it. Aside from us, we're going to be pushing our Twitch a little more. We're going to be streaming more often. We're trying to get on a regular schedule.
Yeah, check out our intro video because that like really breaks down a lot of what we're planning on doing. Hopefully there'll be a schedule up on Twitch here shortly. Even without the schedule, check us every day because we're already planning on trying to have at least like Monday through Thursday being either me or Eric going on, and then Saturday definitely being like our normal stream.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Like, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment because I love hate, I love love. I just whatever you want to do.
I love hate.
No, I legitimately enjoy hearing hate. It makes me laugh.
No, I just enjoy the interaction. I enjoy seeing that there's people out there that are actually listening to us.
Because regardless of whether or not you liked our video, the fact that you like watched it through is flattering to me. The fact that you listened to it enough to develop this opinion, I enjoy.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, aside from that, what else you got, Walker? Anything?
Check out for more Walker's Arcade. I'm coming out with an episodic videos here soon. There is one that I have like in mind that I want to get through, but I can't get through it in one episode, so I'm gonna do it in parts. So keep an eye out for that. It won't be on Twitch. It'll just be on YouTube.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll be continuing Life is Strange, and we got a bunch of other games. We'll probably stream some ESO. No Man's Sky. We got a ton of games.
Yeah, I want to get to No Man's Sky, but I want to get through Borderlands before 3 comes out because that's starting to creep up on us a little bit. That's like what 3 months from now. So I want to at least get through the pre-sequel and the DLC with Commander Lilith.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll be getting to that soon.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff going on, and we got SarahCon coming up. We got the Renaissance Festival coming up. there's gonna be a lot of us like talking to each other. So maybe by the end of our third meeting, we might hate each other because.
Hell yeah!
But
That's
either.
what I'm looking forward to.
So either way, all right. So that's what we got going on. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on Twitter. We have a really small group right now, so we're more than willing to converse with y'all. Check us out on Patreon. We do have a Discord set up. We're gonna try to make that more public here soon. We just got to make sure we have it like spot on, and once it's spot on, we're gonna start pulling people into it. So
Oh yeah, we're here to build a community, everyone. I was
Yeah.
gonna say boys, but I didn't want to.
broke ass bitch community.
Yeah. Whew.
We should call ourselves BAB, broke ass bitches.
We're gonna look into that.
That might already
It's
be
not-
trademarked.
Probably.
Anyway,
Sounds like yeah. All right.
now this has been Half-Ass Broke. I'm Walker.
I am certainly Eric, and thank
Certainly.
you guys very much for listening.
Thanks, y'all.